do you remember of the factory or the garage or whatever we want to call it, the building now that Lenny's Museum's in, down on Green Avenue there is the Penn Motors?
Well, I spent a lot of time there in the afternoons after school. I had a dancing lesson every Wednesday from Miss Barnes, and then I would go down to the office and wait for Dad to go home with Dad. I would have dentist appointments, and I would go over to town just shopping around a little bit with my girlfriends. We'd all go down and wait for Dad, drive home with him, rather than use the streetcar. I loved the place. My grandmother, my mother's mother, was widowed and had no income, and my grandfather, Papa, let her be the phone operator. She was down in the middle of had a little booth down in the middle of the showroom, and when I would go over, she would let me plug in or pull out those. And one time, Papa's office was up on the balcony, and one time I pulled the wrong one out, and he yelled out over, and he said, "Who cut me off?" And I yelled out, "Papa, it was me." And we never heard another word. But I would sit with her too. She did typing too for them in her little place in the showroom. Mm-hmm.
Now, when we were saying the showroom, that's like the first floor today at the museum. Was there actual cars there, or was there actual cars for you to go and look at? And did you ever go beyond the first floor, like up where they were putting anything together?
I don't think I was allowed to go up. I think that the language might have been too rough for a young woman. My dad had taken me up and shown me all floors one time on the elevator when no one was working. No, I was mostly in the front part when I would go, or hang around in his dad's office too sometimes.
Now, was there any cars altogether?
Oh, yeah, there were cars in the showroom.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And were they all different models and
yes,
colors?
Yes, and colors. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. They were pretty. I liked them.
I often wondered from looking at some of the literature if you had to special order your car, and it was just what the order was, when you went to buy it. So they actually had cars put together then.
Yeah, and I would go to Pittsburgh with Dad to see the new cars and go around, and I'd pick up all the literature from all the cars. That was the favorite thing I had in my playroom, were those cars. So I was brought up with cars.
That's great. Your family must have had some money, because I know my parents, my grandfather did well in the 40s and 50s. They always had cars. Mm-hmm. But if you were sort of poor, a lot of people rode the streetcars. Sounded like your family had cars back then.
Well, they did, but my dad never seemed to have much money. I think they had a division there as far as paying him. And I know one year we went off to California for a month out of the school year, and I think he was looking for a job. And then when we came back, he was satisfied. I think maybe he had to do something. It's different, father-son.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't think they paid him very much. But he always had a car, and a fairly new, and people were waiting for his car when he wanted to get a new one.
Okay.
Yeah, they were ready. They knew it would be in top shape.
Yeah.
I understand that he started out as grease monkey. As long as he was old enough, was probably pretty young. And then he worked up through the way, and all the mechanics and everything, and then he was service department chairman, or what do we call him, head of a service department, as long as I knew him till the whole thing was closed.